Dude, those animals are so fucking funny, they make me want to merge without looking!
Brain rot. It's everywhere. Skibbity toilets, phantom tax, the Rizzler, or Freak Bob. Freak Bob. We've all been affected by this epidemic, whether we wanted to or not. This brain rot epidemic has somehow found its way into anime. My Deer Friend Nokotan is one of those anime you turn your brain off and just enjoy the ride. This is what happens when brain rot meets anime. Welcome to Metropolitan Hinominami High School, the Garden of the Maidens, the school in which Koshi Torako attends. She's the typical shining white knight who helps people out, just wanting to do the right thing. She's also the president of the student council and class 2B student rep, but she wasn't always like this. She used to be a thug, and her biggest influence was Mikey from Tokyo. The real trophy was the friends who made along the way her adventures. She can't let no one find out about her past, or her high school career is over. But who in the world would ever be able to find out about her past? Nokotan is a deer woman with antlers, which makes no sense since only male deers have antlers, but she got that shit on, so fuck it, I guess. Koshi isn't trying to deal with this freak shenanigans, so she reverts to her delinquent ways and continues on with her day until, hey, you're not just gonna leave me hanging here, right?
A high schooler from Reno got caught and paralyzed and fell to her death. Imagine what that would do to your precious image. You look at it every day thinking, maybe I should have just helped her. As I haunts you till you die.
Fine, I'll save you, god damn it. Nokotan thanks Koshi for saving her, even though she's a delinquent, which makes Koshi tweak, since how the fuck does this deer know about her past? But it turns out Nokotan doesn't know about her past, and could tell by her smell. And her antlers have a built-in delinquent detector, because why not? Realizing she just met her biggest op, Koshi dips. But little did she know, once an op, always an op.
Later that day,
Koshi is just chilling in class until her teacher makes an announcement that a new transfer student will be joining the class today. And would you look who it is? She slams her antlers through the doorway, and everything turns into slow motion. There is literal debris scattering in the classroom, which ends up hitting this innocent boy, this innocent girl, and straight up gives this one girl a concussion. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. This is Aura. She introduces herself and the whole classroom starts clapping, even the people who just got put in a montage. Koshi might be the only person in this verse with a functional frontal lobe. How convenient is it that the only empty seat in the class is the one right next to her? So Nokotan takes a seat, and without any hesitation, Koshi goes into nice girl mode and acts welcoming towards Nokotan, and everything seems perfect.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Koshi starts tweaking because everyone in the classroom is believing this deer's nonsense. But it doesn't end there, since he also calls Koshi out for being a virgin due to her antlers, pointing her out yet again, because why not? And for some reason, the whole classroom is blushing over this reveal. So naturally, Koshi questions Nokotan on how she would know if she's a virgin or not. And Nokotan is like, oh, so you're not one. And the whole world slows down as the class patiently awaits Koshi's response to Nokotan's rebuttal, including the deers that I have no idea how or when they even got here in the first place.
処女確定
These mid cards are so random and cool at the same time. Like, the fuck do you mean this deer girl flicked up with her toxic bestie along with a pet deer in front of Itsukushima Shrine? Koshi now has to live with the fact that Nokotan can put her image in jeopardy at any given moment. Walking into class with your desk filled with deer crackers is just another common occurrence in Koshi's life now. And who else would do this besides the deer girl herself, who's just casually drooling a whole ass waterfall plus spawns a rainbow in? She even starts slipping on her own drool, yet nobody is questioning it. She then proceeds to break off one of her antlers as a thanks to Koshi for saving her from dying to fall damage. She even claims that they're edible by trying to eat them, and since that didn't work out, she says fuck it and offers both of her antlers. This bitch posing like she ready to enter a sword battle. She then casually reattaches her antlers and starts tripping since the voices in her head got her thinking Koshi is gonna turn her into deer meat, then goes back to being energetic and jumping with glee as more deer crackers fall out of her pockets, reverts back to being sad and begins pleading for Koshi to accept her deer crackers as a thanks. This somehow makes these girls think they're besties. Nokotan was just begging on her knees for this woman. What about this screams friendship? Naturally, Nokotan tries to make it seem like she and Koshi are besties, but almost calls her a delinquent again. That's a big no-no, so they got a blast. Nokotan begins to start addressing Koshi as Koshitan, which she's completely against, until Nokotan brings up calling her Miss Delinquent again, to which she locks the fuck in and resorts to her delinquent instincts, pressing Nokotan Nokotan to never speak about her true identity. But to Nokotan, Koshi's only identity is being a virgin. So Koshitan gets back by saying her antlers suck, triggering a whole ass cutscene where Nokotan begins to vent about her struggles of being a deer woman. How everyone views her differently as an outcast to society. She's just some weirdo who doesn't deserve to live.
悪い角はもういいからこれなら一緒
After a long day of school, Koshi is finally free before being disturbed by some huge clanking noises. She opens the garage and finds a bloody, lifeless looking Nokotan lying on the ground, wasted. But she casually wakes up like nothing ever happened. There's blood spraying out your head top. There's deer spectating outside. Koshi is so shocked that she's changed art styles. What the fuck is even going on anymore? Somehow, a band-aid is all that's needed to fix Nokotan's injuries. So she resumes cleaning the garage. And to her surprise, Koshi assists her because she's a tsundere. They end up bonding from cleaning with each other. And as they settle down, Nokotan calls Koshi her friend, making Koshi blush, showing even more of her tsundere tendencies. Their sensei barges in the room and is very happy that Koshi has decided to join the Deer Club, which has her wondering about what the fuck a Deer Club is. Turns out, the reason Nokotan was cleaning this garage was so that she could get their sensei's approval to create a Deer Club. At first, Koshi is completely against this idea, but she's a tsundere. Give her a couple compliments, and before you know it, she's officially the president of the Deer Club alongside the official club pet, Nokotan herself. And on this day, the most brain-rot duo since Mio and Yuko was born. And would you look at that, there's a deer here as well. I can't escape these deers, man. Being a duo is cool and all, but you can't have a good anime without a main cast. More specifically, a main cast that's on the same wavelength as Nokotan. Let's start off with Anko, the little sister that's extremely obsessed with her older sibling. It's almost as if I just made a video about a character just like this. Anko is a total nut job. She was willing to give up her humanity and behave like a deer for the rest of her life just so Koshi could brush her like Nokotan, since she needs to be in her big sister's presence at all times. Her first introduction is literally her crashing out on Nokotan for being on Koshi's lap, which then led to her setting up traps on Nokotan and vandalizing the club shed. She was dead trying to assassinate Nokotan like she Trump. We throwing kunais, gang? This shit is not Naruto. Made Nokotan turn into a whole ass JoJo character, but niggas be fake demons, I guess, since as soon as she saw them deer crackers, she got caught. Bet you didn't expect for Nokotan and Gon Freaks to share the same voice actor, huh? My goat went from voicing the 12-year-old crash out to this neurodivergent deer girl. Turns out Anko has beef with Nokotan since she thinks she took Koshi's virginity before she could. You heard that right. This crazy woman wants to fuck her own sister. They end up going band for band in terms of violating Koshi's privacy, like this shit Family Feud, and Nokotan gets exposed for knowing every little detail about Koshi's life since he's connected to the All Deer network, exposing how every deer is transmitting the information they receive to a global database which goes right to Nokotan's brain through her antlers. Stay here with me now, I'm just as confused as you are. This crash out presses a red button and kunais just spawn in the sky charging right towards Nokotan, but she has Ultra Instinct, cause why not? Koshi gets sick of this tomfoolery, so she decides to just dip. Nokotan, don't die on me. This isn't very skippity of you. Sorry, Koshitan, but this got to be the end for me. How dare you phantom tax Hatua the Ohio?
Behold, I am the ultimate Rizzler, and welcome to the Riz Judgment Zone.
Does that mean I have unlimited room?
Huh?
But Nokotan, how are you alive?
Flashback. End of flashback.
I forgot to give these crackers to Livy Dunn Skibbity Hawk to a guy at 3,000 extra phantom tax on for them. These chain of events somehow led to Nokotan and Anko shaking in order to become besties for life. Someone please tell me why the crowd is cheering, and why is the teacher so excited? Your student was literally dead a minute ago. Koshi is actually the only person in this series that has a functioning brain. Last but not least, we have Bashame. Bashame is like Boom Knuckles. She's retarded. There's nothing much to say about her besides the fact that she only addresses herself in third person. This bitch made it into high school without knowing what a pronoun is. She loves rice though. You'll see her more times with a bowl of rice in her hand than Shanks' appearances in One Piece. In episode 10, she finally finishes building the rice farm she's always wanted, and Anko makes her rice balls as a reward. Anko is pretty chill when she's not obsessing over her sister, and not gonna lie, I ship it low-key. Let's rewind to how she even ended up joining the club in the first place. It was the first day of class, and Bashame had found herself starving in front of the school gates. It looked as if her days were coming to an end, but a caring deer girl offered her some deer crackers in order to satisfy her hunger. Before she could get her name, the deer girl had already begun to walk away. When she asked what her name was, the deer girl said, "You too could become a deer girl," leaving Bashame inspired. So she joins the club under Nokotan Senpai's wing in order to become the world's #1 deer girl. And so the deer club was born, featuring a living talking deer girl, a deer girl in training, and an obsessive little sister. I like to call them the BRAINROT squad. Don't let Koshi fool you just because she's the boss of these delinquents. Her brain is rotted as well. Like the one time she had thought Nokotan turned into a whole ass deer, so she spent an hour trying to have her revert to her hybrid form. Gang got sent blasting off again and tried to offer a deer boba. This deer was moving different. I don't know what kind of drugs it was on. For some reason, Koshi had the amazing idea that surrounding it with water bottles was some kind of big brain play. Koshi literally had to go deep in her bag and use her cringy middle school diary that just happened to contain old songs she used to write during her delinquent days. So she starts performing the most embarrassing song of her life. You think this shit is just dance. Homegirl tried to bust out the Bully Maguire dance. You're not that guy, pal. Did a whole ass humiliation ritual just to find out the deer wasn't even Nokotan. Nokotan really got her ass in 4K Ultra HD. You just gotta get your get back at that point.
とってもいいことあるよのこたんこっち来いとってもいいことあるよのこたんこっち来いとってもいいこと
Oh, and these guys exist as well, but if you're not featured in the opening, you're irrelevant. There's plenty of brain dead moments in this show. Rather it be a Dead Souls reference in the opening, Nokotan creating a whole song on the spot dedicated to deer crackers, or Nokotan's antlers secretly being explosives that resulted in the whole school gym being blown up. My Deer Friend is like the modern day nichijou. Make sure to like and share this video because if it does well, I'll make a part 2 on nichijou. It is pure brain rot, but if you were to just turn your brain off for a couple hours and enjoy it, I promise you, it's pretty damn good. Shikanoko Nokonoko Koshitantan.
Shikanoko Nokonoko Koshitantan. Shikanoko Nokonoko Koshitantan. Shikanoko Koshitantan.
There's only one beer left. Like we're spinning on in our ears like we're deaf. Tell me